The Swift Knight is a 1971 Shaw Brothers film. I wasn't expecting much, but this movie blew me out of the water. I'll explain why. First off, it's written and directed by Chang-Hwa, a Korean filmmaker, not Chinese for starters, but he also writes and directs this movie. It stars Lo Lee as Lei Yu-Feng. He is the Swift Knight. He's a masked vigilante sort of anti-hero who robs the corrupt and then takes away things from the corrupt and the rich, and in order not to give it to the people, but for himself, really. So he's kind of a selfish vigilante, and he finds himself trying to rescue this woman who's being sold. So using his civilian identity, he tries to buy her. However, there is a vicious villain who has strolled into town, killed the Imperial envoy, stolen the Imperial envoy's identification, and is now sort of like a Sheriff of Nottingham-like character. He's got his own guise. So he says, I will capture the Swift Knight for you. However, the Swift Knight's trying to like get money so that he can buy this woman's freedom from a prostitution house. Because like back then they had like these houses where women were very sought after. You can pay their debt and then sort of buy them as your wife. So this movie starts off pretty like basic, you know. It's about like a vigilante trying to like steal from the rich to get himself a nice wife. But then they introduce a beggar character who's not quite a beggar. He's actually got his own agenda. It's mainly about those three characters. You know, there's the Swift Knight, there's the beggar, and then there's the villain who's trying to capture the Swift Knight. And the movie just blossoms. It just literally, like, the plot starts off like very simple, but then the twists and the turns, it becomes more and more ambitious. And by the end of the film, the stakes are the highest they could ever be. And it just totally like surprised me, because like Shaw films around the 70s were just kind of like, and they all kind of like bleed into each other. But this one was just fantastically written with amazing characters, with like diverse and unique arcs, lots of action, lots of stakes to sort of, you know, propel the action to make it a little bit more you know, suspenseful. This movie just like, it was like perfectly written. It's very short. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes. It's not longer than any of the other Shaw Brothers films, but this one just had very rich characters and a perfect ending too. Very suspenseful battles, and then like a nice sort of denouement after. Everything just kept going. It just kept getting better as you watch the movie, and it just really surprised me. So The Swift Knight is, I would consider it one of the best Shaw Brothers films out there. I've definitely a hidden gem. I give The Swift Knight an 8.5 out of 10.